Wow, Aries. Aries, sun, moon, and rising at Shani with healing elements with your fairy tale oracle deck reading, and I'm super stoked. You are the last sign that I did. I went from Pisces, Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and so on. As you're always the first of everything, right? The first in the zodiac to lead. You also, I'm intrigued, you received the final and last card in the deck. So you're always used to being the first zodiac. Well, now you have received, you're the last fairy tale oracle deck reading that I'm filming, and you also are you received the last and final card in this beautiful deck. This is the fairy tale oracle deck by Lucy Cavendish with illustration by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. And you received the last card in the deck again, number 44, water and salt, truth. When he asked each of his three daughters how much they loved him, they hastened to answer their father, the king. As much as my eyes, said the eldest daughter. As much as my heart, said the middle princess. And the youngest said, oh, as much as I love water and salt, exclaiming. The old king, who was proud and vainglorious, flew into a fury and demanded her death right away for such a disrespect. He called the executioner and had her taken away, ordering the poor soul to bring him his daughter's beating heart. And the sisters followed the executioner, and it was no trouble at all to persuade him kindly to kill a little dog instead and let their sister live. They hid their little sister far away within a cold, sunless cave. And so the executioner returned with the little dog's heart and the princess's torn gown, and the king hid his grief in pride and gave the elder princesses rewards to persuade them of his goodness. But the youngest princess left her cave each and every day and went out into the forest to gather wild berries and nuts. On these travels, she was founded by a magician who took her to the nearest kingdom, and the king's son in that kingdom saw her and loved her, and she loved him too, and they vowed to love only each other forever. And when the kings from the countries were invited to a great feast, all were served fine foods, and only one was served the water and the salt he needed to be clean, to taste, to drink, and to quench the terrible thirst within. And his grief for his daughter he had so cruelly murdered in his prideful anger was so deep and denied that it had already sent him quite mad. But at the feast, even madder still, was he driven by his need for salt and for water, just as his daughter exclaimed. She watched her father unable to eat, refusing all wine, and his face filled with misery, and she stood before him, and her clear voice rang out through the great hall. Banish grief from your eyes, father, and look upon me. You caused me to be killed because I told you I loved you as much as salt and water. Now you have seen what it is to eat without salt and live without water. And her father, with this, the proud king, saw the fine woman, the honest creature his daughter was, and his pride broke in two, and all the sorrow he had kept within poured forth. He began to sob, and his tears were made of the truest things in this world, of water and of salt. And he finally tasted the truth, the water and salt, that she had loved him truest and deepest, and that she knew what was needed in life. And he never was ever again the king ready to kill with pride. He had been broken by grief, but he had learned that truth and kindness are better than all the fulsome praise in the world. He became a better king and a good father, and he was wise at last, which was good for all who dwelt in all the lands where this legend spread. This message for you when you receive the card Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, is that speaking the truth, the plain truth, is often punished. And you may well be punished for saying what you know to be true. But in time, it will have been more than worth it. Be blunt as you usually are, because the time to placate and please is over. Saying exactly how it is and why it is will be the most healing action you can possibly take at this time. Simply be prepared that in the long term, it will be rewarded. In the short term, you will pay. But every moment of discomfort will have been worth it every step of the way. Aries, that's amazingly intriguing to me. Totally sounds like it would resonate with one of you guys or a lot of you guys. Aries energy. Additional meanings, you guys, when you receive this card, are the basic truth of love, unadorned, unembellished truth, plain and simple honesty, the fundamentals of life, truth and clarity, what we need to survive, love is never to be tested, anger at being unloved is in the form of pride. Pride Can Kill. This story is collected by Thomas Frederick Crane, Aries. I hope you have a fantastic November. Blessings, love, and light, guys.